Hey everyone, grateful to have you watching today's message and tuning in. This is going to be a very empowering message, hopefully, to each and every one of you guys. And it's really coming from what's on top of my mind in my own personal development. As usual, I feel like I say that every single day, but I'm creating these messages with the intention of sharing my own personal journey, my struggles, my breakthroughs, what I'm coming up with, who I'm learning from, and all in the hope that it can help and inspire you in some way, shape or form. That's my aim. So and today's message is absolutely no different. So as usual, I want to hear from you guys. So make sure you're dropping me some comments. Let me know where in the world you're tuning in from. And as always, I really love it when you guys can share along, make your posts, whatever's on top of mind for you. I would absolutely love to hear from you and contribute to today's conversation. So it's not just me talking at you, but we're having an actual conversation. All right, so today's topic that I want to discuss with you is all around your intentions. So your intentions behind all that you do determine whether you're at the mercy of the world around you or unshakable by it. And I really want to dive into this one because I've recently had a challenge, yet another challenge, always got challenges. I'm always a common denominator to my challenges and always looking to learn and grow and see if I'm seeing something, if I'm blind to something, and I never want to be blind to something, and I hope you don't either. If there's something that you're doing that's not really working to move you towards the kind of person that you want to be, the kind of life that you want to create, then you want to kind of wake up to those things. And so I had a situation happen where it was quite challenging. I really didn't feel good about it. I still don't fully feel good about it. But what I did was I took myself kind of out of it a little bit, and I took a different perspective to it, and I really dove into this deep dive, and I was reading some of Rumi's amazing work. I'm currently reading The Essential Work of Rumi, or The Essential Rumi, that book, and I'm just doing that at nighttime, and then in the day, in the morning, I'm just kind of checking in with that, and I'm just trying to, my intention is to kind of set my mindset into one that's bigger than just our everyday problems, bigger than just myself, connecting to something more meaningful, more deep. And so when I've done that, what I read this morning was this concept that Rumi talks into about you are the lion and you are the deer. And basically what comes about from that is that it's this concept of these two parts within ourselves. You could term it the lion and the deer, or the light and the dark, or it's really the raw and the gentleness. And basically these two parts of ourselves are attempting to get us to be our most truthful selves. And when we are not truthful to ourselves, we get the raw, right? We get the lion. And the purpose of the lion is to make sure it wakes us up to where we're not being true. And when we are being fully true to ourselves, we get the gentleness of the deer. All right. Now, this sounds all kind of out there, but, I'm really getting into using these kind of metaphors to understand ourselves and our lives at a better level. And basically, what I've realized, like I've had these consistent challenges, and it's kind of come in three for me right now. And I'm looking at these three different relationship dynamics that have occurred in my life that have brought a lot of challenge, a lot of lessons, and a lot of greatness, and a lot of gold to my life. But I'm looking at what's the pattern here, and I have to take responsibility, and I have to put myself at the core point of the common denominator in all of these dynamics. And what I was able to kind of flesh out based on, getting my mindset into something bigger and broader, into more of a metaphoric kind of way of thinking about this. So it takes the personal element out of it and it gets you into what's really going on without you feeling any sort of defensiveness or hurt. And what I realized was I'm consistently being brought the lesson and being taught over and over again to stop worrying so much about what other people think about me, and actually start backing myself and believing more deeply in myself. And in particular, it stems from the intentions behind all that I do. And I don't know about you, if you can think back to a situation in your life where you felt kind of challenged, where you felt like maybe you were questioning or doubting yourself, and you looked back at that situation and, or a challenging situation happened. What I've personally experienced is when I'm really strong within my intentions behind why I do what I do, nothing in my outside world really shakes me. I actually can see, I can just sit there and I can hold space for somebody, and I can see no matter how they project onto me, I can kind of just see what's going on there. And I can, I'm not going to accept poor treatment by any means, but I can definitely see through what's going on. And I'm not taking it on as a personal attack. I'm actually seeing what's going on a deeper level for somebody. Compare that to the times where I haven't been solid in my intentions behind what I've been doing. Maybe I've been unclear, or maybe I've not been owning that my intentions behind something weren't as pure as I thought they might have been, or I would just, I wasn't even contemplating the purity of my intention. And in those times where I've either been unclear to start with, or I've realized that, it hasn't been such a pure intention behind, and a conscious intention behind why I do what I do, in those times, I'm completely shaken by my external world. What other people think about me, what they do, that really comes into play, and I'm overly concerned about that. And what I've really believe, and you can see if this is true for you, is that the more pure and the more clear your intentions are behind what you do, the more self-belief you have, the more strong you are in terms of dealing with challenges in your external world and whatever judgments or criticisms or opinions you get thrown at you. And the less clear you are about your intentions, or the more impure those intentions are, the more you're just at the whim of the external world. And if you look at it this way, I don't know why this popped into my mind, but I just thought, I won't go there. I'll just kind of talk it out with you guys. But when I thought about that, I thought about where's the least pure intention? And my mind went to, people in prison, have done bad things to get there, right? And I thought, see what I mean? They've had their whole freedom, their physical freedom taken away from them, right? And so, and look at it this way, this is what just popped into my head. If you compare somebody who's in prison for a reason they should be in prison, right? They've murdered somebody or whatever they've done. It's they've done it with bad intention, which has got them to that point where their freedom has been taken away from them. They're at the whim and the mercy of the external world who have put them in this place, right? But what just popped into my head right then was Nelson Mandela. Now, Nelson Mandela had his physical freedom taken away from him for 27 years. He was put into prison. But he was put there for the wrong reasons. He had pure intention behind all that he did. And if you know his story, you'll know that he knew, being put in that prison for 27 years of his life, what did he say? They could take everything from him but his freedom. Right? They didn't actually take his freedom from him, because his freedom was in knowing how pure and good his intentions were behind all that he did. All right? Versus the person who had bad intention, who's at the complete whim and mercy of the external world and has to live with that guilt and the shame and whatever goes with it. Now, those are absolutely extreme examples of good, pure intention and bad intention, right? Impure intention. But what we need to do in order to apply what I'm talking about to our lives, if you're the kind of person like myself who wants to be empowered, but I want to be empowered with pure intention behind everything that I do. And I'm not here to say that I always have that. I oftentimes lack clarity in my intention. I oftentimes, when I'm hit with a difficult circumstance, when I receive the raw in my external world, I look at that and sometimes I can pin that back and I can go, whoa, actually I did have, there was some inconsistencies here, or there was an incongruity, or there was a lack of integrity, or there was something going on there. I need to own that. That's the lesson here. And that's going to help me to be more pure about my intentions behind everything that I do. And the reason why we want to know that is because the purer your intentions are, the stronger and more empowered you are as an individual. So you're not shaken up by the external world and overly reliant on, people's thoughts and opinions of you. And instead, you're strong and sturdy within yourself. And yes, you're going to upset people. Yes, people aren't going to like you. Yes, people are going to criticize you no matter what. Yes, people are going to project bad motives on you, even if you have good ones. That's just going to happen. And the moment we can accept that, that acceptance comes because we know in our heart of hearts why we've done what we've done. Or it's a wake-up call and we've realized that, okay, I wasn't clear there. I didn't have good, pure intention there, and I'm going to learn this lesson, and I'm not going to make that same mistake again. I'm going to use this situation to wake myself up to a new level of being consciously aware about good intentions behind all that I do, so that I can be the kind of person that's unshakable to the world around me, because at the end of the day, no matter what I'm hit with by them, I know, like I said, in my heart of hearts, why I've done what I've done, who I actually am. And I know that I will always learn and grow when I trip up, and I will always do the best I can to have pure intention behind all that I do. All right, that's super important if you're the kind of person who wants to reach for who you can actually be in this lifetime. When you want to not just settle for a mediocre life, a life lacking meaning, but you actually want to tap into true, authentic inspiration and meaning in your own life. And from doing so and growing yourself and experiencing life, you get to actually contribute in a more meaningful way to the lives of the people closest to you, and even on a larger sphere. So I hope that this serves you guys and resonates with you guys. It's just on top of my mind in my own personal growth, and every challenge, that I get faced with. They're inevitable, right? They're never going to stop. Just like, as I said, not everybody's going to like you. Not everybody's going to understand you. Not everybody's going to judge you in the way that you are what realism and what reality is of your intentions. And, that's okay. Just let go of that. Focus on what I'm doing right now, which is really questioning the reason and intention behind everything that I do. And I'm talking on the smaller scale. Like, why am I showing up on a Facebook Live for you guys? Why am I about to do my training? Why am I currently doing a cleanse? Why am I, going to do this, take this action, or say this, or think this, or have this conversation? Just ask yourself and get clear on your intentions, because the clearer you are on your intentions, the stronger human being that you are within yourself. The only place that matters is to have integrity with yourself, to know that everything that you do comes from your heart, comes from pure intention, and when it doesn't, you learn the lesson, you realign, and you make the change yourself. You take responsibility for that. All right, so hope this has served you. I really want to check in with you guys, see who's been able to join me. I'd love to hear from you guys, so drop me a comment. Let me know where in the world you're tuning in from. Have you got any words of wisdom to share with our beautiful community today on this topic, or if you've got any questions? I would absolutely appreciate hearing from you guys. So let me check in. I've got Judy in the house, and Joe, and Yalapa, good morning to you. And Julie's here, awesome. And Edgar, hi Vanessa, sending love from Chihuahua, Mexico, as usual. So good to have you back, Edgar, and sending you much love back. And Jose is back, awesome. And Joe, aloha from Maryland, awesome to have you. And Sandeep, keep it up, doing good. Keep it up. You're doing good. Thank you so much, Sandeep. I appreciate your kind words there. Hope this message has served you. And Yon's here. Awesome. Your intention is to grow, be better than you were yesterday, and then repeat. Well, at least that is mine. Live, love, give, grow. Boom. Absolutely resonating with that, my friend. Totally. And thank you so much for sharing. And you know, that's a beautiful intention. When we're uncertain about our intentions, we are really shaken up by our external world. We're at the whim, we're at the mercy of what do people think? What do people want? What, you know, and you know, you guys hear me talk about this all the time. The number one regret of the dying is I wish I had have lived a life true to myself rather than one I felt was expected of me. So how do you live a life that's true to yourself? Well, you have to know who the hell you are. You have to know why you do what you do. You have to check in and build that relationship with yourself, because you can either be living in alignment with the truth of what's in your soul, or you can be executing the truth of your soul by trying to mold yourself to an external approval or expectation. So love that you're clear there, Jon, and you've got a great perception on how to live life. So I love that. Live, love, give, and grow. Boom. And Brian, greetings from New Jersey. Always good to see you, Brian. Hope this message is serving you. And Obina's here, and Suhal, and Wesley, and Jody. Awesome. And Edgar. Focus on the little on the little thing that you can control, those that are in your hands, like your strengths, your perspective, and reframing, and understanding that the rest is beyond your control. So you have to surrender to the unknown and trust in yourself. Absolutely. You've got that so spot on, my friend. Totally. You know, you've got to realize that you can't control other people's perceptions of you. Better yet, just know who you are. When you know who you are, it doesn't matter what anybody else's perceptions of you are. And what you end up doing is you actually see how we're just a mirror for everybody around us, just like they are for us. You know, when we're judging other people, when we're condemning other people, what is that part that's missing within us? What is that part that's reflecting back to us? All right. And when you are strong and certain, and in the purity of your intentions and who you are, and you trust that you'll always learn and grow, you'll be able to move on, right? It's like my lesson repeated over and over again. Stop worrying about what other people think of you. It's more important. What's more important is the opinion that you have of yourself. Okay, so love that, Edgar. Thank you so much for sharing. And Sunny's back. Awesome. Fall 7 times, get up 8 times. I love it. Keep going and keep growing. Absolutely, my friends. So spot on. And Elfie's here as well. And Patty, awesome to see you. And AJ's here as well. Awesome to see you as well. And Edgar, beautiful and empowering message as you always do. Thank you for sharing this. You're so welcome, my friend. I'm super grateful that this one hit home again for you. Always love having you live. And Abina from Nigeria, awesome to see you. And Adita, I have experienced that once. I do right or wrong with the sense of competition. Impurity comes within. I feel energy drained, but once I change to start doing right things, even a small daily task with intention of purity, my energy gets multiplied inside out with a sense of stability and fulfillment. Oh my gosh, that is so beautifully shared there, Aditya. I really appreciate that. And absolutely, that's so spot on with what we're talking about today. Just start to check in with yourself. Just notice how your energy is multiplied when you have pure intention behind what you do. And absolutely, like Aditya says, you know, notice when you don't have pure intention behind what you do, your energy gets drained, right? It's like you have to push to get motivated rather than being pulled with inspiration based on your pure intention behind what you do. So thank you so much for sharing that, Aditya. Great to have you back. And Ken, much love to you. And Ellen's joined us as well. So I hope everybody who's just joining now does catch the recording, does get a ton of value from today's message. And I really want to thank each and every one of you guys for joining me live today. I hope today's message has served you and it just gets you thinking about checking in with yourself. You know, just make that your daily practice. Why is it, before you do something, before you say something, before you go and take some sort of action in the world, Ask yourself, why am I doing this? What's my intention behind this? You know, and check in with yourself if it's a good, pure intention, or if it's not a very pure intention. All right, and just know that, you know, like Aditya said, your energy will be multiplied when you move toward pure intention, and it will be drained when you move in the opposite direction with impure intention behind what you do. Okay, so bear that in mind. Start questioning, you know, the things that you currently do in your life that are habitual. Why do you keep doing that thing you've done for the last 10 years? What is that about? You know, what's the intention behind that? And could you stand to change that? Could there be something that you could change that could be more pure in your intention? All right, so bear that in mind. My hope is that this message has empowered you. And as always, I'm sending you guys all of my love, light, blessings, gratitude, energy, enthusiasm, everything extraordinary coming to you to wherever you are in the world today. I really do hope that it's beautiful, amazing, and extraordinary, that you're doing something super empowering, and today's message has definitely served you. Thanks again to each and every one of you beautiful souls for showing up today, and I hope to see you guys tomorrow. Sending you much love.